Hey guys, William here with Patriot Containers. I made a video earlier about cash on delivery. I was going to do two videos lumped into one, cash on delivery and payment on delivery, but I decided to break them up because they are different of how they're presented to you and with what it really is. So, my YouTube channel is exposing and whistleblowing this whole industry of how end users and container buyers are getting ripped off. And again, I've been in the business for selling containers for 13 years. I've owned Patriot Containers for 11 years. In 11 years, I don't have a single complaint from an actual buyer. I have 3 complaints from 3 people that never bought a container from me. My previous video this morning was cash on delivery. How most 99% of the companies you call don't take cash on delivery. They just say it because it sounds good. And if you want to know about that, just go watch 2 videos ago. This is payment on delivery. In a lot of my videos, I go over how some of these, it's not some, it's like 90% of companies, they quote wind and watertight, they purchase damaged or as is, they take months to deliver, and they tell you they have a lifetime warranty, and they tell you that they have 30, 60, 90 day full refunds. If you go on their terms and conditions, you're going to read on their own website that they don't have to honor anything that they said. And if they bring you out a rusty old piece of crap container that takes 1 to 3 months to deliver, if you cancel, they're going to charge you a cancellation fee. If you reject their container based off of cosmetics, they're going to keep your delivery money, a restocking fee, and then also a cancellation fee. You know, when I first started doing cargo container sales, nobody had warranties. And in my opinion, nobody ever has warranties. It's all lies. Unless you consider getting a rusty old piece of junk with holes in it delivered to you, and then they send you a little patch kit to repair their crappy container. If you call that a warranty, I think that's messed up. And then when you reject their container, they're going to charge you money. If you let the driver leave with the container on your property and the driver leaves and they have to come back and get it, you're going to lose your delivery twice, and a restocking fee and a cancellation fee. And I've read complaints where people have lost 75% of their money and they don't have a container on their property anymore, and they lost like $3,000 for something that they done nothing wrong. So we're up to lifetime warranties now, which are total bullshit. And we're up to, if you don't like your container, you can return it and get a full refund. It's all sales pitches in order to make you feel secure to place an order with them. In my opinion, those are the worst companies to ever go with, because they don't have their customers' best interest at all. They have their company. And if you read their terms and conditions, it's going to prove what I'm telling you. So now you have companies that go, well, we do payment on delivery. So you're going to feel really secure on that one. The fact is, though, is like in my past video, I've had customers that call and go, we never got a container delivered from another company. I go, well, did you pay for it? And they go, no. I go, well, that's why they didn't show up. So I read a lot of complaints on these companies. And the ones that are saying that we do payment on delivery, they still get the same complaints. They're still charging the restocking fees. They're still charging the deliveries, and then all this money. Well, how are they getting it? Well, and then you're going to have to put a credit card on file, and somehow you're going to have to authorize the terms and conditions on their website, which clearly states that they have the right to charge you delivery, cancellation fee, restocking fee, and if they have to come back and get that container, they're going to charge you another delivery. If you don't pay for your container, and I've read this, that these companies will threaten to send you to collections. So, yeah, payment on delivery. It makes it sound like you're super secure, but you got to read these terms and conditions. The whole point of my YouTube channel is exposing these companies and whistleblowing how they're getting away with criminal sales. I kind of look at it like this: every customer wants to pay a true payment form on delivery without putting anything on file. Well, put yourself in the company's shoes. They're going to have to just take your word for it and then bring an 8,000 or 5,000 pound container out to you based off of your word, and hopefully you're there. Hopefully you didn't get another container the day before, and then hopefully you like the container and you're going to keep it. That's what you want. But if they take too long to deliver this container and you cancellation fee. Well, how are they getting that money? Well, you're going to put a credit card on file and you've authorized it. If you and again, I've read these terms and conditions on these companies. It's elaborate. I don't know who sat down and thought of all this. It's kind of like we need to figure out everything that we do wrong, and we need to cover our butts so we can't be accountable for anything that we do wrong. And it's elaborate, really elaborate. My thing is, the reason I don't have terms and conditions is because I don't want anything to go wrong. I want you to place an order with the right container that you're going to like, new or used, and then have it scheduled, bring it on that day, communicate so you're not left in the dark, and then once it's delivered, my driver leaves and everything's fine and everybody's fine and dandy, and you don't feel misled. That's how it should be. But these companies, lifetime warranties, 30, 60, 90-day money-back returns, and payment on delivery. Well, they still get the complaints, and they still are charging customers fees of stuff that the customers haven't done. So you're going to have to sign some type of legal binding contract accepting the terms and conditions, and you're going to have to put a credit card or debit card on file of some sort. So when they do everything wrong, you're still screwed, whether you paid for it up front or you paid for it on the delivery. You're still screwed. The rules of their terms and conditions still apply. From 5 minutes after your order, they can charge you a cancellation fee. They can charge you a restocking fee for any container that leaves the depot. If a truck driver picks up that container and then leaves the depot and you're not taking it, you are getting a restocking fee. If they bring you out a rusty piece of junk container and you refuse it because it's ugly, you're losing your delivery money. You're losing a restocking fee and a cancellation fee as well. It all adds up. It's all in the terms and conditions. These companies that I'm exposing and I'm whistleblowing on, when you go to their terms and conditions, they only sell 2 containers, new and used. And on their description of used, it only says wind and watertight. Wind and watertight sucks, and it looks like shit. So they're basically saying if you want a good cosmetics, you have to buy a new one. Well, that's not true. What they're saying is our used ones look like shit, and we're not accountable if we bring you out an ugly container. There's 5 different conditions of used that go through inspections. Damaged, as is, wind and watertight, IICL. Hold on, did I say that? Damaged, as is, wind and watertight. Cargo worthy, and then IICL. Totally skips cargo worthy. Damaged, as is, and wind and watertight look like crap. Everybody wants wind and watertight because they don't know what they're asking for. They want a cheap container that doesn't leak. But these companies ain't telling you what wind and watertight really looks like. Cargo worthy looks better than wind and watertight. IICL looks better than cargo worthy. If IICL is a used container that's in the best condition used you can find, and you still don't like it, you have to buy a new one. That's it. So watch out. These payment on deliveries, it sounds good. Another sales pitch, payment on delivery. Well, they ain't gonna bring you out a container with no payment on delivery. It's they might run the payment on delivery when it gets there, but you're still vulnerable to all their terms and conditions of the company being protected and you being screwed over. And if for some reason you don't pay anything, they're threatening to send you guys to collections. I've been selling containers for 13 years. I've never heard of a cargo container company sending their customers to collections. It's an all-time low of just, I don't even know what to say. It's gross. It's gross. So anyways, that's my opinion on, and facts, and based off of terms and conditions and complaints that I read on these companies, that, yeah, your payment on delivery, the rules still apply. You're still going to lose money. They're just going to make it sound like they won't run the payment till delivery. If you don't believe me, you'll find out the hard way. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye.